Okay, good morning, everyone. I don't know, every time I try to make a video, it seems like something happens. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to just do you a little garden update so y'all can see what's going on over here. I just noticed the compost bin, that the piece is falling down. I'm going to have to put a latch or something on that because that's getting a bit ridiculous. I don't know if some animal came by and messed with it and that's why it fell down, but I'm gonna have to do something about that. Um, I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but I noticed that my tree has fire blight, and I'm looking into how to get that out of there. They said there's really not a whole bunch you can do about it. Um, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try because I like this blackberry tree. I love this blackberry tree, and it does need some trimming, but it has spots. I see that spots, and what's happening is it's spreading to other parts of my yard, which I will show you guys. But it's all over these leaves, so I'm planning on waiting till the fall and trim it. Can y'all see that? Trim it because I notice now it has spread. Get off that, please. It's spread up to, I don't know if y'all can see that, this limb right about here. And so I said I'm just gonna trim it in the fall, clean it all up, and I don't want that running into my compost. So I'm gonna just try to push the rest of the compost over so it doesn't contaminate my compost. And then I have these green beans, which probably won't show up till August. They always show up in August. Everything shows up in August. I'm like, gee whiz, okay, it took you long enough, but hey, I'll take what I can get. But yeah, so that's the green beans right there. And then over here is my apple tree, my pink lady apple tree. And I don't know, y'all see all those spots there? And I've been spraying it with the fungicide. I got that tip from another YouTuber. And so I've been spraying it every 10 days. But it's been spreading over here as well to this thing right here is starting. So I really need to try to get a handle on this. Mister, stop it. Over here, the basil isn't doing well. Something's been just chomping over here on the basil. And then I have the watermelon, and I'm just keeping it like that keeping it covered until I think it's big enough. And then I'm going to take the cover off, but I noticed that it's got that fuzzy stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm cheering it on. Hopefully I get a watermelon. Last year I got a small watermelon and it was like almost, fall. I'm like, gee whiz. Here is the celery. Let's see, there's the celery. And then there's the cucumber. Look at her. I might have to put a stake or something in there because it needs something to gravitate. But I'm really trying to not get in my own way. I think that's what I'm trying to do, not get in my own way. So I'm gonna put a little stake in there to try to help it out so the tendrils can have something to gravitate to. Over here is the squash, which I don't know. I'm like, hopefully I might have to take that cover off or shift that cover around so it's not swishing up against it. But hopefully I'll get a squash this year. Can you say squash? I'm like, I can't talk. I probably need more coffee. And there's the kale, curly kale. And she's doing well. I just picked some of that. And I felt so good being able to come out and pick enough kale. Not just from the curly kale, but from my other kale. And make a salad. And to someone else, they may say, oh, that's not that much. You just have kale. But you got to think about it. When you go to the grocery store, that stuff's expensive. So if you can even cut that out, I mean, that's something. So you got to think of it like that. It doesn't always happen as fast as we like it to, but it's progress is taking place. And to me, that showed that I was making some progress because I was able to pick my own greens, pick my own salad. You know, that made me feel so good to just come out here and know that's one thing I won't have to buy. So I must be doing something right, at least in that department. Over here is the broccoli that's holding on. Just holding on. I think it's gonna really jump once we get into fall because it's still living. And that's another thing I thought to myself, your stuff is still living. You haven't killed everything. You're doing something right. You know, something. Now, let's go over here. This is the collard. And you know what I thought was so strange? I was looking at this collard. And I was looking at the champion kale. And I'm like, wow, they look so similar. But I know that they're not the same. And this champion looks totally different from the other champion I'm going to show you. And so I'm like, I know that's the same champion. I don't know why they look different. Maybe they may be a little different. I don't know. But they look totally different to me. But so that's that. And then I have my volunteer tomatoes that trying to do my volunteer tomatoes and the dinosaur kale. And that's still living. So okay, we're doing good. Yeah, I got 2 of the tomatoes and I have another one in the back there. So that's 3. Look at Mister. Mister wants to swing. He's being patient with me. Now over here, my other apple tree that I moved from over there because it started getting these spots. And I'm like, okay, I moved you all the way over here and I just think it's an infestation that's taking place. So hopefully, like I said, take care of that fire blight, continue to spray it, and hopefully that will take care of it. And then the sweet potatoes have started to turn yellow. They're just getting out of hand. Look at that. You see that? They're just all over. And I'm trying to train them to go down. I didn't know that they were going to get all up on the fence. So I'm trying to train them. Like, look at that. Trying to train them to go down into the ground. So I got one over here that hopefully it will do that. But yeah, so let me see, what else do we have here? I want to go out here because I want to show you what's growing on the side. And I keep telling myself I'm going to compact my garden, and it seems like I keep spreading it out even more. More dinosaur kale. She's holding on. Here comes Mister. He wants to. You gonna close the gate? Okay. So, and here's my plum tree there, and she's doing much better. I just wish I brought her a little closer this way, but I'm just gonna leave her. I'm not gonna mess with her anymore. You know, just do too much. What are you doing, Mister? Let's mess with that gate. And over here is, I think it's a cantaloupe, and that's doing pretty well. That's got some fuzzies on it, so hopefully I get some cantaloupe. That is my great hope. So I just been, like I said, I've been spreading stuff around on the sides, and I'm like, I need to try to compact it. I'm like, gee whiz, I'm gonna be all over the place trying to have food everywhere. But I said, you know, the other thing that's so funny, my neighbor came, and it's just so funny how people don't even know what real food looks like. You know, she had no idea, you know, she wouldn't even know what I had. She just knew I had a whole bunch of trees. So, and depending on how this whole depression thing goes, I may need to make sure that people don't know what I got over here. But here's another tomato plant that came up, just popped up. And like I said, nothing's gonna really pop off till August. Leave that alone, no. To August, that's when I get all my tomatoes and everything wants to just flourish.
No.
And this is another little watermelon that popped up. Sad little basil. And well, I think I got some flower seeds I put in here. Like sunflowers or whatever in there. So that's that. Let's see. Like I said, I got so many different things in so many different areas. The strawberries. And then because it's been raining, a lot of the flowers have just been falling off. But I put the strawberries back over here. Just for symmetry. All the black containers was over here. So I'm like, oh, let's put them all, put it over here. You know, but I have a whole plan for, I guess this fall to change some things up. This is the peach tree that, that's my peach tree. And she's actually looks like she's doing better since I moved her. And that's what I try to tell people. A slight shift can make all the difference, because since I moved her over here, she's looking a lot better. I mean, she started looking pitiful. Then there's some curly kale right there. Some more. I picked, like I said, I picked a lot of this. Then there's the champion kale that I told you. That looks totally different. Something's biting this. But it looks totally different from the other one. And I was debating whether or not to move the other one, but I'm like, nope, I don't want to disturb that. I got a good thing going on with this kale right here, so I'm gonna leave that there. But I have a couple of kale, so I'm like, you know, but look at that. I'm just loving the way she's responding to this this spot right here. She looks so much happier. We've got a couple of yellow leaves, probably from a lot of the rain that we've been getting, but she is responding very well here. So let's see. Let's go over to another side over here. And the blueberries, I've been trying to eat the blueberries before the birds get them, even though they got the other ones. But I've been eating, y'all see that? The blueberries. And so every time I see one that's purple, I'm like, I gotta get that before the birds get it. So I think that's it. There's a couple down here. Yeah, a couple. I have to search sometimes because I don't always see all of them. But that is, look at my jasmine. I just love jasmine. All her flowers. She's just getting out of hand. I'm going to have to trim her because she's getting out of hand. But yeah, I think that's about it. You know, just a little bit, just to show y'all a little bit of what's going on here. And like I said, it's been raining constantly, and like I said, sometimes rain is good. Rain is good. Rain is good. We need rain. It refilled my rain barrel. Was trying to get empty. I don't know if y'all can see that. It was trying to get empty, I think, because I try to use the rain instead of using my house water. But it rained again. That sun is beaming. It rained again. There's the rain barrel. It rained again, and so I was happy about that. So I could just use that because I could tell that it was, look, I think it was trying to get empty. But anyway, I'm not gonna make this any longer than it needs to be. I hope everyone has a good day. And if anyone has any suggestions on what I can do about those spots on my plants, you know, please let me know. This is, like I said, it's an infestation because look at this. I don't know if y'all can see this. This is, let's see, can we get a look at that? Look, there we go. This is my mulberry tree. And let's see, you see that? I got spots on that. Never had spots on a mulberry tree. So some type of infestation is taking place here. And I need to nip that in the bud. Because, you know, that's just from what I read, it's not going to really affect the fruit. But I'm like, hey, if you got some type of disease on you, how could that not affect the fruit? How could that not affect the tree? And I didn't even know this was a mulberry tree until it started. I cut it back, and then the next year I started getting fruit on it. But anyway, if anyone has any suggestions whatsoever, please put them in the comment section for me. Okay, everyone. Peace and love, my friends. Peace and love. Have a good day.